Hi everyone, and welcome to another Watercolor Wednesday episode. If you've seen a lot of my tutorials, you know that I paint a lot of pine trees, so I thought it's about time to film a tutorial on how to paint 4 different kinds of pine trees. So let's just get right into it. This first one I would say I paint most often, and it's quite simple. You're basically just creating these upside down wide V shapes that kind of fling out to either side of the tree. And as you progress with your tree from, halfway down, you want to make sure that your swoops are getting longer and longer. And the key to achieving this look is to make sure that you're keeping your swoops as thin as possible. And if you've practiced a lot of trees and you don't seem to be improving, it might just be the type of brush that you are using. So it might be time to upgrade to a thinner brush or add a new brush to your collection to level up your game. So I have linked the brushes that I use in the description below, so go take a look at them if you want to improve your watercolor tree techniques. At the end of the tree, don't forget to sort of swoop it down in this cascade. You can also end it with a stump, but I just like the cascade look a little bit better. For this second tree, we're going to be using a similar technique. I like to call this the zigzag staircase technique. Say that 5 times fast. And as you progress, I would say halfway down, you want to make sure that with each zigzag, you kind of flare out the bottom parts to make it look like they're bleeding watercolor. I really like this look. It's quicker than the first one, and it looks really realistic in my opinion, especially when you're drawing or painting this kind of tree in the background. So speaking of backgrounds, this third pine tree, I would say is best for paintings where you are painting some trees in the background and details don't really matter. You basically just paint one vertical line going down and then a bunch of horizontal lines getting wider and wider as you move towards the bottom of your tree. This is just a really quick way to paint a tree where details don't matter as much. For the last tree, I would say that this is quickly becoming one of my favorite pine trees to paint. I only recently started painting these ones, and they're really great to paint in the foreground of a painting. And this is because this type of this type of pine tree is much sparser than the others, so it's great to paint in the foreground of a painting because it doesn't hide or kind of I would say hide all of the details in the background of your painting. And this is mostly because we are keeping those branches towards the top half of the tree with a really long trunk. So you're just swooping out really long individual lines that are spread out and then painting these tiny little hairs coming off of each one of your little swoops. I recently used this specific technique in a painting that was inspired by a photo that I took in Switzerland, so I will link that video in the description as well as in the top right corner of this video if I remember to do so, and then you can check out me painting it in an actual painting. And that's about it. Thank you guys very much for watching this tutorial. I hope you gained something out of it and that you'll be trying out these new pine tree techniques in your future paintings. Of course, as always, don't forget to subscribe to my channel, like this video, and I will see you in my next video.